Hi, I'm David from Floor Pools. In today's video, we're going to teach you how to close your above ground pool for the winter. There are three main parts of winterizing your above ground pool. 1, preparation. 2, taking care of the pool equipment. And 3, taking care of the pool itself. Before we get started, here are some tools that you may need to help winterize the pool. A slotted or flathead screwdriver, a 7/16 wrench, a 7/16 nut runner, and if possible, channel locks. First, we'll talk about preparing the pool for the winter. In this section, we'll cover ladders, vacuuming the pool, water chemistry, as well as the plumbing of the pool. First, you want to remove your ladder from the pool. Once you have it out of the pool, make sure to wash it with a garden hose and allow it to dry before storing it away for the winter. If you have walk-in steps, it will be necessary to get in the pool and remove the sandbags that keep the steps down before you remove the steps. Make sure to vacuum the pool before closing. Next, we'll talk about water chemistry. First, you want to make sure that you're holding chlorine. You want to keep the chlorine 3 parts per million for at least 3 days leading up to closing. 2 or 3 days before closing the pool, make sure to shock the water. Failure to shock the water or maintain your chlorine level will result in inefficiency of your winterizing chemicals. Next is your total alkalinity. Normal range is 100 to 150 parts per million. This number is expected to fall over the course of the winter, so we want to keep the alkalinity at 150 parts per million or even above. Maintaining a proper alkalinity helps maintain the pH level. Next, we'll talk about pH. In the summer, ideal level is 7.2 to 7.8. But like the alkalinity, you want to keep it near the top end of the range, so 7.6 to 7.8 is recommended when you go to close the pool. Make sure to take a few days to adjust the pH and alkalinity levels. Wrong levels will cause irreversible effects on the pool, including wrinkles in the liner. Here are some examples of what a low pH in your pool can cause. Warranties are conditional, and if the pH levels are not maintained, warranties are invalid. Next, talk about the water level. Water must be drained 2 inches below the skimmer. In the next part, we'll be talking about the pool equipment, which involves the hoses and pumps, filters, chlorinators, lights. Hoses. Loosen clamps and remove hoses from the skimmer and then return and pump and filter. Whether using flexible hose or green flex pipe, all hoses must be disconnected and drained of all water. Next, we'll talk about your pump. Your power flow pump, make sure to separate it from your filter on DE filters by loosening the union or on a sand filter by removing the clamped hose. Remove the clear lid and apply Jack's lube to the lid O-ring. Tip the pump over to remove all water. Use the basket of the pump to store any pool parts over the course of the winter. Next, we'll talk about filters. First, sand filters. Make sure to backwash your filter. Remove the drain cap and pressure gauge and place in the pump basket. Position the multi-port handle to winter. Remember that your sand needs replaced every 3 to 5 years. Next, for an EC40 DE filter. Remove the clamp from the filter head. Remove the flex tube assembly and rinse with a garden hose. Remove the drain plug and clean out the filter. You soak the fingers in filter flush for 24 hours. Rinse the fingers, air dry, and store inside for the winter, especially the pressure gauge. Chlorinators. Always work on your chlorinator outside, never inside. Use up all chlorine that remains. Check path of water flow to make sure it is not blocked. Clean, dry, and store inside. Next, we'll talk about how you take care of the pool and prepare the pool for closing, which will cover chemicals as well as covering the pool. Here are a few safety tips for working with chemicals. Always work with them outside. Never mix 2 chemicals together. Always add the chemical to the water and never add water to the chemical. Once tablets are wet, use them up. Always follow written directions on a container. If you notice a scum line at the water line, make sure to clean it before closing the pool. When you're ready to close the pool, you want to add a winter kit to the pool. Above ground pools up to 24 feet, you can use our smaller kit. For above ground pools larger than 24 feet, we recommend using our larger kit. Add the winterizing kit to the pool. Add the winter grade algicide around the perimeter. Dissolve the winter chlor in a bucket and add to pool around the perimeter. Add stain preventer around the perimeter. Next, you want to cover the pool. It's easiest to cover the pool when you have several people to help. Try to avoid doing it in excessive wind. To cover the pool, unfold the cover, stretch the cover over the pool, weave the cable through the grommets of the cover, and tighten the cable down using the winch. Make sure the cover has enough slack to touch the water in the center of the pool. If pool is in a windy location, use cover locks. Your cover will come with a cable and a winch to secure the cover to the pool. If you're in an area with a lot of wind, sometimes the cable and winch is not enough to secure it. In this case, Floor Pools recommends using cover locks. Use cover lock on each top rail, one per top rail, around the entire pool to secure the cover to the pool. For steel top rails, you'll use both parts of the cover locks. If you have a resin top rail, you use one part only. Here are some common size pools and the number of cover locks it will take to secure the cover to the pool. If you don't see your pool here, just count the number of top rails you have, and that's the number of cover locks you need. If wind is particularly bad in your area, you can always do 2 cover locks per top rail. Storage. Never store chemicals around metal items, especially chlorine. Chemicals can rust, even stainless items. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out our other videos, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any of our 3 locations. Thanks.